come. You like that? Look, the bloody hell. Well, good evening everyone. You find me a very tired Veefour today because I am just leaving Alton Park, where I've been marshalling the third round of the MCE British Superbikes racing, and it has been a good weekend, and as promised I would bring you some little kind of vlogette from said venue and just generally how the marshalling's going up to now, which is very well, I have to say. Oh, I do apologise if I sound a little bit lethargic, because that is what I am, and every man in the world is currently leaving the venue, and I am but just one of them. Anyway, so how's it going, the old marshalling business? Well, it's been going very well. I've done 3 events now. That would be my third. I did Donington, which was the opening round. I then did Brands Hatch Indy Circuit, which is the short 1.1 mile circuit at Brands Hatch, and I've done here at Alton Park, and I also did the team testing day at Alton Park last week, which for all intents and purposes was basically just a very, very high-end track day with professional superbike riders going around it. Very good fun. But how's it been? Right, now we're running, I can tell you a little bit. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the marshalling. It's really interesting to be involved in it, because even though, you know, I'm a very, very small cog in a pretty damn big corporate machine that is British Superbikes racing, I am nonetheless, I kind of feel kind of like, you know, like I'm doing my part, because, you know, if there was no marshals there would be no show. Same as if there was no riders, there'd be no show. If there was no tracks, there'd be no show. But nonetheless, the marshals are a bit of an integral part to the old motorcycle racing, and it would not be allowed to go on if there wasn't any. So just bigging myself up and my orange-clad colleagues. But basically, what's it like? Well, you arrive at circuit on your first day quite early, about 7 o'clock in the morning, to sign on. You then pick what corner you would like to be on, if there's any space on it, and then you are given like a programme, a guest pass, a meal ticket for each day that you're there. And you basically then have a bit of a breakfast on the house, and then you take yourself up to your corner and get the day started, which usually involves, well, in fact I'll just show you what it's typically like in the mornings at a Marshal post.
Hey, good morning everyone, welcome to Alton Park on the 1st of May 2017, third round of the British Superbike National Championship. And I'm here quite early actually. All the other marshals are all still sorting their shit out, hence why I can do a little bit of a vloggage from the Druids corner, where me and my crew are working today. I thought I'd just show you around the corner just before everyone else sort of turns up. And it looks like people are turning up already, so I can't show you too much because I don't want to appear all geeky. But what I'm going to start doing, so that first jobs of the day, is to actually put all the fire extinguishers out and things like that. I'm trying to find out where they've stashed the ones for down here. I can't find them. This is Bailey Bridge at Alton Park. What you can't get a gist of here is just how undulatory this track actually is. I've done a track day here myself, it's in my back catalogue if you want to see it. It was when I was still a novice, so I'm not going particularly very fast, but it's a very technical track, is Oulton. And I will be back here again, just giving the track a bit of a clean. It's a wet track this morning, so the first bikes out are going to be Superbikes for race 1, but I think they'll have a warm up first, so that might dry things up a bit. Anyway, but we cover all the way from Bailey Bridge and all the way around this corner right to where, if you can see it on there, but that BMW Power hoarding is. We cover the whole thing, and it's not a massive crew of us this weekend, but there's like 3 teams of 4 of us, so we sort of rotate around between the races so that we all get to be on different points so it doesn't get dull. And I've been here, well, I've not been stopping here, I've been travelling to here from home because it's actually not, it's less than an hour for me, so I'd rather sleep in my own bed than in a tent if at all possible. But we've had quite a busy weekend really, because we've had a couple of good incidents to deal with. One of them was bike number 30 in the super stock in free practice. He, as you can see there, the actual sort of apex of the corner, go back a bit to where it sort of intersects with that line of hay bales that are actually wrapped in black plastic. He was peeling in there, and he says that his front brakes come right back to the lever, but we don't know. But anyway, but he come in and his bike started to cartwheel here through the gravel, almost cleared the Armco and the Recticel barriers, and completely and utterly destroyed S1000RR Superstock Racer. Real shame to see. I'll put some pictures up of it. This track maintenance guys are just going about their early morning duties, replenishing hay bales and cleaning up anything that's on track. That's my coat and my butty bag for the day. Yeah, so it's really quite out of the way here at Druids Corner. I mean, we're really at the far end of the track, and there's absolutely nothing here apart from us. It's not like you can't see any other part of the track from here. I was here on the test day, and I was stationed at Cascades there, so you could actually see about a third of the track from there, so it's quite interesting. But yeah, this is where we sort of all hang out. This is one of the pickup points here. We sort of wait here behind these barriers here for incidents to happen, and then we dash out into the gravel and deal with it. There's a bit of a flag point here, but we don't use this. This is more for the cars, this place, and the obligatory portaloo for comfort and hygienic. Yeah, and then up here is the flag point we use, and it's a real tricky corner this. It's a double apex, and you come in over you can see some bumps over there, and you come hurtling round from Clay Hill, still doing about 150 when they're peeling in here, and then where that MCE sign is there, it's a sudden drop, and they're basically still canted over at about 30 degrees, and they basically do a little jump. Scary stuff. And just up here is where well, they're not here at the minute, they're under the cover in that shelter, but this is where we flag from. Here, and where that sort of barrier is there, we have 2 flag points that we cover. Yeah, so the flag, whoever's flagging sort of hangs around here, they come around the corner there, so they're basically looking at us as they're straightening up, but then just soon after that they're looking straight into the corner. But this is Druids Corner at Oulton Park. Race day, bring it on. Come on the Leon, you can do it. Our marshals are all starting to come onto the points now, so I shall leave it for there. And I'll probably put this back on my helmet later and tell you a bit more about it on the ride home. Reach you later.
That was me arriving at Druids corner at Oulton Park this morning, and as you're seeing in the video, it's a big corner, a fast corner, and a very incident-laden corner. And basically you arrive in the morning, you get all the safety equipment out, the fire extinguishers, the body scoops, which is a stretcher that you use to lift injured riders out of the gravel, just bear with me a sec. Yeah, what else was it? All the flags, the number boards, things like that, and you lay them out at the allocated points where the flag marshal points are going to be, and where the likely gap in the Armco barrier where you'll need them for casualties, and that's it. Then you basically set up for the day. And the way it works is, the way Racesafe do it is that on the free practice sessions and qualifying sessions, things like that, you generally move, you alternate your positions like every other sort of session, so you don't get bored sat in one spot. And then when it's race time, like it was today on a Sunday, other than the warm-ups in the morning, which you generally stay static for, that's it. You'll then, once the race starts, you're in one spot, the race happens, and then you move to the next spot, just to sort of, so everyone gets a different spot to work in that day. And generally that's when the bikes start to come in and crash and make a mess of things. But yeah, it's really, really good. You know, I've picked up some very expensive machines out the gravel over the occasions I've been marshalling now, and I've helped riders out, and I've generally enjoyed myself. And it's not often that you get your hands on a £100,000 superbike and get to have a look at it, even though they're generally smashed into crap by the time I get to them. But an interesting one was at Brands Hatch, where they are testing a new format type of bike to run in the medium class, the intermediate class, the 600 class, because basically they're going to be running out of 600s in the coming years, so they need a replacement for that. And they're looking at a Motor 2 bike and running in the British Supersports, which is the national equivalent of World Supersports, which is a 600cc class. They are currently testing one team running two bikes of these Moto 2 machines, which have a Triumph engine, 675, but other than that they're a complete bespoke machine, completely built for racing. And check this out for a picture. I mean, it might not mean a great deal to you if you're not into race bikes, but the difference being with that bike there, albeit it was a bit mangled, is that you take something like an R6, a ZX6R, CBR 600, those bikes are built to be a road bike. They are designed and built to be used on the roads with like the ability to go on tracks, a bit like my R1, things like that. But what they do is they then take the 600, strip it completely to pieces and rebuild it and turn it into a race bike. But the Spirit Motor 2, that's the name of the team, Spirit Motor 2, is they have taken a complete new design and built it from the ground up to be a prototype race bike, exactly the same as Moto 2 and the MotoGP Championship. So, you know, I've got to handle one of them, and it's fantastic to sort of be able to get so up close to these machines and play with them a bit. And you know, that's what I like about it, because you're hands-on. And further that, you mean, motorcycle racing to me is like my football or soccer, as you might call it in other countries. You know, I'm not into sort of team sports really. I quite like a bit of rugby, but you know, things like football, cricket, baseball, American football, all this, I'm not interested in it. I don't have that kind of team sport gene, I don't particularly bother. Whereas motorbike racing, I do. It's what I get really passionate about. And seeing these like heroes of mine who I've been like following, well, I've been following BSB since I was a lad, and the names obviously changed, but for the last few years there's been names like Leon Haslam, Shane Byrne, Luke Mossy, people like this you know, and I'm now seeing them on track, and I'm further than that. I mean, they are, as you saw from the little intro that I've hopefully have put in for you, which was a Super Stock 1000 beginning of the race there. You are quite literally just a few feet away from this going on, and it's very, very exciting. It really is. So that's why I do it, and I really love it, and I'm really, really getting into the whole sort of Marshal lifestyle. One thing I don't particularly enjoy is when I'm marshalling at a circuit that's quite a long way from my house. You know, it's just not practical to go home and sleep in my own bed, so I take a tent and I camp out, because they provide excellent facilities, a really nice appointed camping area with hot water showers and sort of proper, albeit porta toilets, but the proper trailer toilet, so it's just like a bathroom on a trailer. So you know, it's little comforts like that sort of make it kind of alright. I don't particularly like camping, I've decided, lying on the hard floor. I go on Richard Parker here, so I'm limited to what I can carry, so I can't carry a nice fluffy pillow or a quilt or a nice thick ground mat. You know, it's a bit miserable, and at my age in life I like a bit of comfort. But fortunately, Oulton Park, where I'm riding away from now, is only 45 minutes from my house, so I've been coming home the last couple of nights, sleeping in my own bed, eating food in my own house. But if you're really into it, there's a whole kind of social aspect to marshalling as well. You know, they all gather around barbecues of an evening in the campsites and drink beer and talk about bikes and talk shit. So if you're into that, it's really good. And the whole sort of, you know, you see the same people like from meeting to meeting, albeit there's hundreds of marshals nationwide. The same sort of people go to the same sort of circuit, so you get to know them, and it's, you know, it's new friends, which is good. Yes, I'm enjoying it. So if you're in the UK and you think that marshalling might be something that you'd be interested in, it's quite easy. Just go to racesafe.org. Now, Racesafe is the organisation which only specifically deal with motorcycle racing in the UK. If you fancy doing car events, you know, touring car, F1, F4, things like that, then it's a different organisation. It's marshals.co.uk, and they never meet. It's a completely different sort of kettle of fish. Bike marshalling and car marshalling, it's two different countries. They don't speak to each other. But if you're not in the UK, I'm sure your own country will have its own organisation which does it, because it's pretty much an international standard the way it works. All the flags mean the same, everyone wears orange, the procedures will be largely the same, slight local variations, you know, as tradition would dictate. But it'll be something similar, because it'll be the same thing. No matter where you are in the world, it'll be a load of people who are into motorbikes, who are into racing, who want to get involved. So if you think it's something you might wish to, then go to racesafe.org and give it a shout. I'll put that link in the description at the bottom. I could go on at great length about marshalling. I don't want to labour the point too much. It's just a good thing, and especially if you're into motorcycles, motorcycle racing, it's not what I would call a free way to spectate, not at all, because you are quite busy and you can't watch the race as you would normally watch a race. You know, if you're a flag marshal, then you've got a specific direction to look in, and you can't really look away from it, you know, and if stuff happens, you've got to deal with it, you know. And so yeah, so it is kind of more for the enthusiast who wants a little bit more than just standing with the crowds and watching. So anyway, tickety-boo, lickety-split, I'm going home and I'm going to have something to eat, because I am starving, because I forgot my food today. Apart from my free breakfast, that is, but that's not going to keep body and soul together for long. That's okay, everyone. I'll leave this one here, and I shall speak to you again in the next instalment. So please Feel free to hit the like button if you feel so inclined towards me. If you don't, then don't. It's a free world. And if you don't subscribe to my channel, why not consider doing just that? It's not as crap as you might think. Haha. Anyway, take care everyone. If you're riding, keep that bike shiny side up, and I will see you later. Adios.